Welcome everybody to the Pastor Paul Update. Thanks for joining me today. Today is my special generosity update. I want to bring you up to speed on our giving here at St. Mark's. Since we're at the end of the summer, we're going to talk about that today. But before we get to that, let me just tell you a few things that are going on here at St. Mark's. First of all, last week. Let's just talk about last week, Pastor Paul Update. A big thank you to Joel for editing everything that happened with my son. He was a little squirrely, but you have to admit on some level he's a little cute. It's the first week of school. Parents, I think you understand that, but we had a great time eating all of those grasshoppers, so I hope you enjoyed last week, and if you haven't seen it, you can check it out and see for yourself how squirrely my son was. Hey, this upcoming Monday is Labor Day, so the office is closed here at St. Mark's. Please keep that in mind. And the only other thing I want to tell you about is Sunday, September 12th, both of our services are going to be outdoors. So we're going to take the 8:30 traditional service and bring it outdoors. The weather's turning beautiful, and so it'll be a great time to be outdoors. Hopefully it won't rain September 12th. So those are just a few things that are coming up here at St. Mark's. Let's dive into some generosity numbers. I have 10 things to share with you, 5 things about what you need to know about our finances, and 5 things to know about how we use your gifts that you give. So first of all, 5 things to know about our finances. Number 1, year-to-date giving is around $700,000. And so let me tell you what that means compared to last year. We are on track for our giving this year in comparison to last year. And so we're not much higher, we're not much lower, and this is really great news. And I want to say thank you to everybody who continues to faithfully give here at St. Mark's. God is doing great things through your gifts. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but I just want to say thank you for that. So our general giving is right around $700,000. That represents 50% of our budget. And this is year to date to basically the end of July. And so thank you for your gifts. Our Everyone campaign is in its final years, and really what we're doing with that is if you want to give to pay off some of our debt, we still have $4 million in debt, approximately $4 million. We're a little bit under that. But if you really believe in knocking out that debt, you can still give to our Everyone campaign. The really great news is year to date, we are up 83% compared to year to date last year for our Everyone campaign. And so we just want to say thank you for that. That is great. That pays off our debt. And so we're really excited about that. That's about $174,000 that has been given to that so far this year. And we're really grateful for that. And then finally, our designated gifts have come in at around $50,000. That includes things like our Lenten project this year that we gave those dollars to Wellington Heights. And so, overall, you'll see that we're right around $925,000 in total gifts. And so very thankful for that. And I just encourage you to continue to give. So number 1, that's our year-to-date giving through July. Number 2 is this, online contributions. Last year, due to the pandemic, we saw a 500% increase in giving online compared to 2019. We continue to see an increase in our online giving. It's just up about 2% so far year to date, but our online contributions equal about 16% of our total contributions. So it's very significant, and I would encourage everyone that if you'd like to give online, this is a great way to do that. My wife and I, we set up recurring gifts to St. Mark's, and they all go online. And so we just encourage you to consider that in your gifts as well. So online contributions, number 2. Number 3, tax advantages. Last year, again, was pretty amazing. Last year, we saw prepaid gifts, and basically what that means is that you can have a tax advantage for giving a larger gift in 1 year that helps you with your taxes. And last year, we saw that at around $157,000. That's compared to 2019, where there was only $60,000. That's a 158% increase. And I share that with you because I want you to know that many of the tax advantages from last year still apply to this year. And so if that's something that you want to talk to your accountant or your financial advisor about, I'd encourage you to do that. See what's out there. 2021 is still another year where there are a lot of those tax advantages that you can take advantage of in your gifts. We sure are very thankful for those gifts that come in that way here at St. Mark's. Number 4 is year-to-date contributions received via non-deductible gifts. So what does that mean? We've received around $118,000, which represents about 14% of our gifts for the year from non-deductible gifts such as required minimum distributions from IRAs or things that are given from charitable funds. And so we just want to say thank you for those gifts as well. We encourage you to continue to give in that way. That's a great blessing for us here at St. Mark's. And so we thank you for that. And then finally, number 5, let me just give a plug for all the ways that you can give here. You can give online, I've mentioned that. You can even give on our app. You can give in person, or you can mail in your gift. You'll see in the next couple months that we are going to make our offering, I don't want to call them baskets because we're not passing those around anymore. But as you leave, you'll see these offering areas to give. One thing I've noticed in the last couple months, I've just noticed people asking, well, where do I give an offering? And so we're going to make that a little bit more visible. We're not going to be passing around offering baskets. A lot of that's due to COVID-19, but also because here's the interesting thing. We've realized that maybe we don't need to do that in the middle of our worship service. We'll continue to talk about it, but we're just thankful that people have continued to give and actually increase their support. So let me encourage you to continue to give. We're so thankful for your gifts here at St. Mark's. Last year, in 2020, we were up 20% in our overall giving from the year before. We are tracking the same way that we're going to sustain that increased giving. And so I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone. So let me talk to you about the 5 things that we do with the gifts that you give. The first thing is this: we take what you give and we take 10% of it and we give it away. We honor God that way as a ministry here at St. Mark's. And I have to tell you, we've given away almost $100,000 this year. Haiti has just gone through a devastating earthquake. And then obviously a kind of hurricane came through. And so we've given a large amount to UCI. We contribute to local agencies here. We give to our denomination, Lutheran Churches in Mission for Christ. We support multiple missionaries. All of this is because of your generosity. And in fact, above and beyond the $100,000 that we've given away, we've also given $34,000 to Wellington Heights. That was from our Lenten project. And so let me just say this: the first thing that we do with what you give is that we give a tithe of it. And I'm so proud to be a pastor of a congregation that faithfully commits to this. I think that God blesses us so that we can bless others. And we do that here with your gifts as well. So that's the first thing that we do. The second thing is this, is that we pay for great staff. So Joel is behind the camera right now. Joel is awesome. He does amazing things. And you'll see that we have many staff who love the congregation and are great people, and they work hard here at St. Mark's. I'm going to throw up an image here that looks kind of crazy. It's a circle, but it shows all the different things that we're involved with. Staff help with every single slice of the pie in this image. And so your gifts support the staff and their ministry. Third thing is that your gifts support all the different ways that we conduct ministry. So think about this summer. We had 8 Days of Hope here recently. We had a great VBS. We've had, just this last week, our Backyard Bash. We have family ministries that we support, worship ministries. We had our Easter drive-thru. This is just to name a few. All of these ministries cost money on some level. And so we're very thankful that we have the funds to support those ministries and to reach people with the gospel through them. So that's the third thing that we use your gifts for. The fourth thing is this beautiful facility. And I know that you might say, wow, our money goes to turn on the lights. That's really kind of important. Well, some people in the office area, they don't turn on their lights. I don't know why that is. But we turn on the lights around here. And actually, our utilities every year cost around $70,000 just to keep this place heated, cooled, the lights on. We're also doing a lot of maintenance and remodeling. We've taken this time of COVID to kind of change some things here. You'll see outside of the Life Worship Center that we're remodeling the atrium there. You'll see our outdoor area is always beautiful. All of these things cost money to keep our facility up to date. And so we say thank you for helping us do that with your gifts. Finally, and probably most importantly, in my opinion, is the intangible way that your gift helps us in ministry, and that's through relationships. And I know you probably don't think of a dollar making a difference in a relationship, but it does in ministry. If you've ever heard missionaries or other ministries ask for money, you know what they're asking for is the ability to create relationships with people to share the gospel. This last year and a half has been difficult. COVID-19 has changed the way we do ministry and the way we think about ministry and the way we create relationships. Just last year, we spent over $100,000 on technology to make sure that we were reaching people who decided to stay at home instead of worshiping in person. And we are reaching people all over our country through this type of ministry. Now, that came out of a pandemic. And so what we're really trying to do is create relationships with people. And so your support helps us do that. It helps us keep people connected. It helps us bring people together. It helps us deliver the gospel in a relational way. And so I can't express this enough, but that is so important, and I want to say thank you for your generosity. This year is another tough year in ministry, and you continue to show your faithfulness in giving. Obviously, generosity is more than just money, and so please don't hear me say that all we're interested in is money. That is not it at all. But I want to bring you up to speed as we end the summer. The last 4 months of the year are the most important months for giving in a church life. And so I just encourage you to continue to give. You've been so faithful. I thank you for this. God is doing new things here through your generosity. From your senior pastor, let me say thank you. Your generosity continues the ministry here at St. Mark's, where we connect faith and life. God's blessings as you do that this week. Thank you for your generosity. And there's pizza. There could be a blooper right there.